So these are the simple pin vices that come in our starter kit, and I just thought I would go over how to put it together and what drill bit sizes I most commonly use and just how to use it to drill some holes in your earrings. Inside the kit, you're going to have the actual pin vise and then a pack of small drill bits, and the numbers on the front, these are the millimeters of the sizes of drill bits. Since the largest jump rings that I personally use and that we include in our kit are these 8mm jump rings, they are about 1.2 millimeters thick. So you're going to want to make sure that you're using a drill bit that is a bit bigger than this. I almost exclusively use the 1.5 size. So I'm going to open this and I'm going to grab the 1/4 from the smallest. So the pin vise has two sides. This is the side that you're going to insert the drill bit into. And when you pull this out, you can take this little piece out here, and you can see that what you're basically going to do is going to take your drill bit and you're going to stick it in this little hole and then slide this back in here. But before we do that, I want to show you, if you ever want to use larger drill bits for anything else, you can flip it around and use the other side. There's also another one of these with different sizes in the back here, and I'll show that in a second. So we're just going to slide that in there, and then we're just going to put this back on here. If you slid it too far, that's okay, just don't tighten it all the way, and you can kind of slide it in and out until you've got it at the length that you'd like it. So now that's nice and gripped in there. I'll show you in the back here. Like I said, there's another one that will work with perhaps different sizes. You'll have to kind of play with which one you're going to want to use for which drill bit, but I personally almost never use anything except for the 1.5. That's just a personal preference. You might find that you want to use something else. So I am going to be placing this earring on a little block of wood that I use to drill all of my earrings. You can see that there are all these holes, and this is actually from when I'm using a Dremel with a drill bit that's spinning a lot faster. And I'm doing this because I don't want the drill bit to get dull, and I also don't want to scratch the glass I'm working on. So I just always drill into a piece of wood. You can use cardboard or plastic or anything like that. Just put something behind your earrings that's not your cutting surface that you can scratch, or anything that's hard enough that's going to just really dull your drill bit. So I've got a clay shape here. It's got some transfer paper on the top. I'm just going to show how easy it is to just sort of pick a spot and drill right through the clay. If you're really a little nervous about drilling without marking, you can eyeball it and you can mark with a pen, or you can get a ruler out and be really precise and find the very middle and then mark from there. I find that the more you do this, the easier you're going to have an easier time just sort of identifying the middle. And I always try to drill just about 1 millimeter or 1.5 millimeters from the edge. This clay is pretty strong, but you don't want to get too close to the edge. I'm just going to zoom out for a second so I can show you how to hold this. The end of the pin vise has a bit on the end that spins freely, and that's going to go against your hand. So you're going to put that wherever you'd like against your hand, wherever it feels most comfortable. So you can kind of just push down on your clay and then spin, and then it should spin freely within your hand. So I'm just showing this from the side so you can see I marked the black dot there, but I want to leave enough room between where I'm drilling and the edge. And like I said, that should be maybe between 1.5 and maybe 2 millimeters. So I placed it, and then I'm just going to move my hand up and apply a little bit of pressure while I spin. And sometimes I use a hand vise, and sometimes I use my electric Dremel. I like the hand vise when you're starting out though, because you have so much more control over what you're doing. Everything's nice and slow. You don't have to worry about it jumping around. So I think that looks pretty good. Please let me know if you have any other questions about any of the other tools in your starter kit. I am always happy to help.